I'm so sorry, Ben. I'm so sorry that I have to do this. And the truth of it is that you are the most nicest, best man I've ever met. You do everything right except for the things that you don't. But I must say now that I must leave you. Goodbye. I'm leaving you now. Farewell, farewell. Oh, we've been recording this whole time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hello everybody, my name is Sarah K. Regley and welcome to Sarah K. Connects, where we talk about intentional living. And I've been on a bit of a relationship kick right now, and one of the big questions that people always ask, both men and women alike, is why do women not like nice guys? Whenever you hear this question, you get the alternative question is, why do women like bad boys? And we're going to dive into all this right now. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tackle why don't women like nice guys. The biggest problem is it's such a vague statement even of itself, and I actually looked it up just to make sure I wasn't like going off the wall or it has some crazy weird thing meaning that we never knew it had. It just means pleasant, agreeable, satisfactory. So when you are a woman and you are sitting across an agreeable, pleasant man, it doesn't tell you who he is or what he values. It doesn't tell you what his hopes and dreams are. It doesn't tell you what his expectations are. It doesn't tell you what his ambitions are. You don't know anything about someone just because they're pleasant and agreeable to you. So there's no guidelines, there's no structure, there's no depth. I don't know anything about nice guys. And when there's no structure to what you're giving a woman, you don't give her anything that she could believe or to lean in on. There is nothing really to attach her to you. Women are generally forward thinkers, and when we like someone, we will generally start imagining a future with you very shortly. There's also the other side of the coin where if someone appears to be nice, we don't even necessarily know if they are genuinely nice. There are a lot of sheep in wolf's clothing. Oh, that's the opposite. I said it backwards. There's a lot of, wolves in sheep's clothing where they seem like a good old dude, but then once you kind of get under the surface a little bit, you realize this guy is just not okay. Or if he's a self-proclaimed, I'm a nice guy, why can't I get anybody? Just the fact that he's even thinking and stating that sounds a bit entitled, as to just the sheer fact that he thinks because he's pleasant to you, he's entitled to your attention. No more just because she is pleasant to you doesn't mean she's asking for you. Maybe she just has manners. Another thing about nice is that if you're really passive and you're just agreeable, you can become too agreeable. To the extent that if you're growing with someone, you want someone who brings out the best in you, as my grandpa likes to say. And if they bring out the best in you, there are going to be times where you bump heads a little bit because I'm an imperfect person. I get stubborn and I get lazy and I don't always do the things that I should do. And if someone's so agreeable and never challenges me productively to become a better version of myself, then I become disinterested as well, because there is nowhere else to go, because he kind of comes across as a pushover. And women don't want to be with a pushover. They want someone who can stand up for themselves and stand up for me and if we have a family, our family. So now we're going to get to the other component to this, and why do women like bad boys? I love being mistreated and abused and disrespected. It brings so much adventure to my life. And there's kind of been a lot of craziness in the media about toxic masculinity and how and different negative components with the ideas surrounding of masculine. However, I want to dive into something that I feel like is really not talked about enough, and I like to think of it more as pure masculinity energy versus perverted masculine energy. Let me read off some attributes to pure masculine energy. Protective, it's stable, it cherishes the people he cares about. There's drive, there's strength surrounding masculine energy. Masculine energy creates a structure that is stable for growth. If we want to talk about a video about masculine energy versus feminine energy, that would be like a really cool topic. If you're interested, let me know in the comments down below if this is something you'd like to watch. Masculine energy in its pure form is extremely attractive, and we love to celebrate and glorify it in the extent of how we like to watch superhero films, where we love to watch the good, strong, stable-minded hero be able to attack the bad guy, to save his loved ones, to care for and protect, usually in a very stoic manner, which is a bit of an issue. And now what can happen, as with all things with broken people, is this pure masculine energy can become perverted. And I looked up what perversion meant just to make sure I'm not misusing this word. And it's to alter something from its original course, meaning, or state to a distortion or corruption of what was first intended. And what has happened as messed up human beings, really, because this has always been the case, is that a good, pure thing can become perverted. So what was a protective energy can become a controlling energy. A stable environment can become a stagnation. While cherishing is trying to own somebody. Drive becomes obsession. Strength becomes unnecessary aggression and violence. And especially violence towards people who are important to him. And when you were involved in someone who misuses this masculine energy, that would be what we consider to be a bad boy in the nicest of terms, which can oftentimes turn into abusive situations where people are using their words and their fists in a way that tear each other down, where the home is no longer a stable environment by this good masculine energy where a woman can nurture and help things grow. It becomes warped and distorted, and you don't know what's going to happen, and haphazardly. And many women who grow up in toxic environments, who don't have an understanding of what good, pure masculine energy is, and who've never been told that they need to love themselves and respect themselves and not allow themselves to be treated in that manner, will fall for men who fit into the category of a perverted masculine energy. Oftentimes in our society, in our media, we glorify men who go on revenge hunts and kill, who seem like a stoic badass who doesn't care about anyone, as if that is some heightened form of masculinity. Behaving in the world as if nothing is important to you, as if you are completely unfallible and that you have no emotions. Being a human automaton killing machine is not help or conducive to growth for yourself, for others, for anyone involved. So while I don't think most men out there are unnecessarily aggressive or intentionally trying to give this off, it's just important to be aware how a good thing can become bad, and how women really do want the pure masculine energy. They want to be with someone who is stable, who they know loves them and will care for them, who has drive and ambition and wants to do something with his life and wants to grow and cares for his family. Sometimes for us, it's just a learning journey to know what's the pure masculine energy and what is the perverted one. And if a man grows up in an environment where this perverted masculinity is seen as what is expected, as what's normal, as what is glorified, what his friends will like elbow him, being like, hey, you're doing this thing. You're hurting people who are important to you with your misbehavior. All right, but you don't care because you're stoic and a badass and cool. And this is not at all meant to be a slamming of men or calling out ignorant women, or I don't know, whatever shenanigans are going on the internet nowadays. This is just a very commonly asked question, and I wanted to dive in and find the answer to it. Write down in the comment section down below if you'd ever found yourself, if you were a woman, if you were ever attracted to a bad guy. If you're a guy, tell me an example of what you would believe to be a pure masculine trait that has been perverted into a perverted masculine trait. You let me know in the comment section down below, and we will continue this conversation further. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a great rest of your night. Bye! Let's try this. Okay, now we're recording. There's nothing I love more in life than to be mistreated. I love sitting in agony hoping my man will remain loyal to me. I have a thing for bad boys. And you are not bad enough for me. So I will remove myself from your general niceness. I'm so sorry, Ben! Ben! I miss you, Ben! Hasta la vista, my friend.